Friday, the 19th day of July 2024 it is. Good afternoon and welcome. This is the great KBC, just in time for lunchtime news. My name is Njue. Susan Thuku will be our sign language interpreter for this live newscast. For comments, suggestions, or even where you're watching us from, we highly recommend you use our social media spaces. Now straight to the news. The Commission on Administrative Justice, or Office of the Ombudsman, and the Media Council of Kenya have strongly condemned attacks by journalists by security agencies as witnessed during the ongoing protest. Speaking while opening the office of the Commission in Meru town, the chairperson Florence Kajuju termed the attacks as a violation of human rights and an affront to press freedom. On the new Ombudsman Meru office, Kajuju urged the residents from Meru and its environs to make use of the office, adding she was confident that the office will be able to reduce the backlog in the judiciary.
There are journalists who have suffered in the course of duty. We're asking government, honestly, when journalists are covering the protests, they are geared, they have their own gear that identifies the journalists to the police officers. So we don't see why there's confrontation. We don't see why this lady in Nakuru was shot, because you could see clearly that she was wearing the media uniform, calling upon the Meru residents, and of course even from the Rakanithi, Embu County, and Nyeri, among other counties, to now present their issues, their complaints. If you have a situation where the county government is not serving you in the right way, because the Constitution has devolved functions.
The Constitution clearly stipulates that the media and members of the fourth estate should be allowed to serve without intimidation, harassment, or even injury. It is thus very disheartening when we have instances where journalists are being attacked in the line of duty.
From Meru County to Homa Bay, where property of unknown value was destroyed as two groups clashed on Thursday evening. The fight broke out after one group attempted to block the other group from accessing the Governor Gladys Wanga, who held a meeting with mechanics at Garage Road. The confrontation led to the destruction of motorcycles and damage to some shops in the area. The fracas persisted for over 1 hour before the police intervened to restore order.
Come on.
And in the meantime, a section of youth in Siaya County held peaceful demonstrations decrying what they termed as misappropriation of funds by the county government. The youth marched across the streets of Siaya town demanding an audience with Siaya Governor James Orengo. They alleged that the county has been engaging retirees at the expense of youth who remain unemployed. The group said it will not relent until their voice is heard, saying that there have been attempts to disrupt their protest by goons.
We are categorically questioning the accountability of funds that are coming in Siaya. Yes. Most of our young people are not employed, but we have realized that even those people who are retired, some people even who have been in government for so many years, are the people who are absorbed in the government of Siaya.
Hii ni sauti kutoka kwa Youthman. Sisi kama Youthman tunatoka tempo. Hii ifikie rengo kwamba hatutapigwa na tunapigania haki yetu.
Vijana power. Vijana power. Sisi kama jenzi wa Siaya, ile kitu imetuka tutoke kwa barabara ni hii. Nataka kujua nani ambaye alikuwa na haya goons, kwa sababu sisi tunaandamana, tunataka haki yetu, na wao wanafanya kazi ya kuhaya goons, wakuje watupige.
In other news, the Public Benefits Organization has backed the call for a national dialogue to deal with issues raised by protesting youths. The organization say dialogue as proposed by President William Ruto through the National Multi-Sectoral Forum will help identify solutions to challenges such as unemployment and corruption. They have also called on the president to consult widely in the reconstitution of his cabinet to appoint members who represent the face of Kenya.
Of course, you know very well an eye for an eye will make the world blind. We have seen before that when people fight, the results are always something that is not good for the nation. So we are for peace, we are for a peaceful dialogue, we are for constructive dialogue. What we want to see as the National Federation of PPOs and also all Kenyans of goodwill, want to see what they had promised us, that my next government, the people will be working with, are people, one, who will reflect the face of Kenya. And as we may know, face of Kenya brings everybody together, the young, the old, and also the older communities of this republic.
Controversy is brewing in Mlolongo over a parcel of land pitting over 2,000 squatters and a private developer. The squatters under the Syokimau Bright Home Security Self-Help Group claim adverse possession of their 100-acre piece of land belonged to the National Social Security Fund, NSSF, was taken from NSSF since 2008. The squatters report frequent attacks and home demolition by unidentified individuals, with the latest incident being on the 9th of July without a court order. Mlolongo West Police Commander Anderson Mbai advised the squatters to obtain a court order to prevent further demolitions. This comes as the court case is scheduled for Thursday next week, the 25th of July.
Tulianza kuishi pale kutoka 2008 na juzi tarehe 9 hii mwezi tulishangaa kuona watu wanajiita ni NSSF. Hatujui ni NSSF ya wapi, wauliza wanjitambulishe au wanjitambulishi, wanakuja wanatupomolea manyumba.
Wanakuja kama watu wa yuko, sometimes wanakuja Sundays watu wakienda kanisa, wanabomoa manyumba, wanabeba vitu, wanawacha watoto pale nje. Sasa tunashindwa tufanye nini?
Kuna watu wako na familia pale na hawana makao ingine ya kuishi. Kwa hivyo tukibomolewa hatuna pahali ya kwenda. Kwa hivyo tunaomba usaidizi.
To county number 14 now, the Kenya National Progressive Nurses Association has embarked on a vigorous training to equip members with skills to promote quality reproductive health services. This comes in the wake of increased demand for reproductive health information with limited workforce in health facilities. Speaking at the sidelines of a workshop in Embu County, KPNA Chair Michael Nyongesa says there has been a spike in the number of women seeking family planning services in the country. Statistics show an increase of 30% in 2003 to 53% in 2022, with those seeking family planning services expected to increase to 64% by 2030.
Kuwa kipaumbele kwa ajili ya kujiunga na malengo ya serikali, ili ya kwamba tuwe sehemu ya kuweza kuwafundisha wauguzi katika injini waweze kupata kuwa na uchuzi wa kutosha kuweza kutoa njia za family planning.
Kina mama ni ambao wanahitaji hizi family planning methods, na kama wanahitaji hizi family planning methods, kama hatuna elimu ya kutosha, kama hatuna knowledge and skills za kuwapatia hizi methods za kutosha, tunaweza jikuta tunakosa kuwapatia.
And over 170 primary schools from Tana River have received donations of sanitary towels spearheaded by the county women representative Amina Dika. The move is aimed at keeping teenage girls in schools during menstruation. Speaking when she distributed more than 100,000 sanitary towels to adolescent girls, the county woman representative urged the girls to speak up on early marriages imposed on them as it threatens their lives and health. Sentiments echoed by Tana Delta DCC John Kipsiwa.
Tulikuwa na shida tu za wengine wanakosa kuja shule sababu nazo, wengine wakipatwa wanaenda nyumbani.
Kama iko available, wakipata tu alert kama imewapata ghafla, wanakuja wakituambia tunawapatia. Na hata kama hawajatuambia, tukiwapatia every month, hawa watoto watakuwa safe.
Moto tuko nayo hapa Tana Delta, tunajua hizi sehemu tumetoka kwa mafuriko na watoto wetu walikuwa wameathirika zaidi. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru serikali kwa huu msaada ambao wameleta.
Ningependa kuambia wanafunzi wetu, saa hii serikali inapatia wao free sanitary towels. Tusikue na ile haraka ya kuolewa mapema kwa sababu mtoto wa kike ni muhimu kwa jamii.
Moving on, Utalii College has joined hands with several five-star hotels across the country for a national tourism competition. The competition involves preparing international and local delicacies, food production, housekeeping and reception, among others. The competition is aimed at improving the hospitality industry in the country and making it more competitive. It has attracted observers from Zambia who have come to learn with Kenya, with calls made for the enrollment of more students in Utalii College to ensure there's no gap in the hospitality industry.
We are trying to promote or encourage people, and especially those who are already working in the industry, actually to gauge themselves. Because remember, we have different people coming from different hotels all over Kenya, and in this regard, it's them that they come and actually see what their colleagues can do.
We have prepared, we have some very nice practicals over here. This competition is helping us, is building us as hoteliers. We are very much proud, we are humble for the Utalii community for hosting this.
The tourism sector is very competitive. Every time you have to improve in terms of quality of service, the products, and to match the expectations.
This competition that we have followed here in Kenya, Nairobi, is under Utalii College, which is the same, similar to ours in Zambia. So the very important thing that we are here to observe, how you are doing it in Kenya, in Nairobi, and then we go and do it in Zambia.
And stakeholders from various sectors are calling for collaborative efforts and greater commitments by all actors to deliver on the promises for sustainable development by 2063. In a three-day African Impact Summit held right here in Nairobi, speakers urged for improving agricultural practices to ensure food security, measures to combat climate change, water availability, and modern energy solutions. Kenya Climate Ventures Chief Executive Officer Victor Ndege says there's need for collaboration and innovation in achieving sustainable development across the continent and drive a new form of responsible investment in Africa.
Trying to accelerate more financing into the impact investing space, and we are urging every stakeholder to be involved, raise more money, design structures and instruments that can support impact investing in Africa.
The strongest and the most powerful way of transforming society is through the form of entrepreneurship. And one of the things that most of the entrepreneurs we support deal with is lack of funding. They're not able to get sufficient funding in order for them to, whether it's working capital or whether it's growth capital, to enable them to move their businesses to the next level.
Very well, at about a dozen minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for a fast break. But when we come back, I'll run you through a couple of more stories and then we'll look at sports. And speaking about sports, just a quick one is that KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner, has the exclusive rights to broadcast the global showpiece, that is the Summer Olympic Games in Paris, France. These details and more coming up next.
Who are the Gen Zs?
Ni rende ya 12 years paka around 26 years.
Okay.
So ani wase wenye sahi either ko high school, ako kampo, ama tu ndo wameanza job.
How did they come into existence? What is their thinking? What is their ideology?
Essence ya work from 8 to 5, yet naweza maliza hiyo job by 12. Ni gani? Unajua, so unajiuliza hiyo swali.
Okay. So Njue say you are not lazy.
No. Gen Zs are not lazy. That's the thing. And hapo ndo misconception big iko.
What are they looking forward to achieve?
If we are able to bring up platforms that are conversational, there's a lot that can change in every sector.
Okay.
Be it church, be it schools, be it corporate, be it government.
Join me on a journey as we unlock the secrets of a healthier and vibrant you. We'll also share real-life stories of courage and resilience. Plus, we provide practical health tips for living a healthy lifestyle, no matter what challenges you may face.
Veronica Adhiambo fell in love with volleyball while in high school and does not regret venturing in the ball game.
Yeah, this is my first time to go to Olympics, and I'm very happy, I'm grateful. And the preparation, everyone is preparing for the Olympics, and we are working hard. And we know when we go to Olympics, we are not just going there to participate. We are going to do something at least better.
She excelled in a club before she got another opportunity abroad in Greece, to be specific, where she's sharpened her skills.
Playing professional Greece, a club called Panionions in Athens. The season in Greece, it has been very good. And imefanya game yangu imekuwa improve, imekuwa juu. So I'm very happy, and hope to see you soon, Panionions.
Adhiambo will not be going to Paris to add up the numbers, but play her heart out to ensure Malkia strikers live up to their billing as the best in Africa.
Waendelee tu kutushabikia. Tunajua kitu tunaenda pale kufanya, si ati tunaenda tu kupeleka juu. Sasa tumeenda Olympics, tunaenda kufanya kitu ingine, at least better than hizo zingine.
Welcome back, and many thanks for keeping me company. The search for the country's top security chief has entered the home stretch, with the National Police Service Commission set to interview 8 candidates shortlisted for the post of Deputy Inspector General of the Kenya Police Service Administration Police Services on Monday. In an advertisement published in the local dailies, the Commission CEO Peter Lelei says a total of 38 people applied for the 2 positions, and they shortlisted 4 for each post. He has since invited the public to submit their views on the 8 shortlisted candidates on or before Monday next week at 8 a.m.
The process to fill positions of Deputy Inspector General Kenya Police Service and Deputy Inspector General Administration Police Service will begin on Monday, July 22nd, 2024, with 8 shortlisted candidates set to appear for interviews. According to the Chief Executive Officer, 21 persons applied for the post of Deputy Inspector General of Kenya Police Service, and they shortlisted only 4, namely George Adero Seda, Eliud Kipkoech Lagat, Tom Boya Odero, and Dr. Vincent Kinas Makoha. At the same time, 13 others applied for the post of Deputy Inspector General of Administration Police Service, and they shortlisted 4, namely Gilbert Masengeli, Margaret Nyambura Karanja, James Mukuha Kamau, and Dr. Masood Mwinyi. 4 other applicants failed to specify the post they had applied for. Among the 38 applicants, 5 were female, while the rest were male. Among the 8 shortlisted candidates is 1 female. The interviews will take place at the Kenya School of Government Lower Kabete campus in Nairobi on Monday from 9:30 a.m. to 4:15 p.m.
I will at all times.
The public is invited to submit any information relating to the shortlisted candidates through written memorandum to the Commission or send an email through digrecruitment@npsc.go.ke to be received on or before Monday 22nd of July at 8 a.m. Ben Chumba, Lunchtime News.
Let's do business. A countrywide livestock vaccination campaign has been rolled out against pests, the pestis ruminant PPR, which is a contagious fatal viral disease affecting small ruminants. The disease is characterized by fever, pneumonia, diarrhea, and inflammation of the respiratory and digestive tracts. Livestock Principal Secretary Jonathan Njue says the virus that can affect up to 90% of an animal herd kills up to 70% of infected animals.
Peste des petits ruminants (PPR) is a livestock killer disease caused by a morbillivirus closely related to rinderpest virus and affects goats, sheep, and some wild relatives of domesticated small ruminants, as well as camels. The World Organization for Animal Health says the disease, which has high economic impact in Africa, is characterized by lack of appetite, diarrhea, nasal discharge, and death within 10 days of infection. As a prevention measure, the government has rolled out a countrywide vaccination, as Livestock Principal Secretary Jonathan Njue explains.
We will vaccinate 22 million cattle. We will vaccinate 50 million goats and sheep. Tuhakikishe mifugo yetu yote afya iko hali ya juu. Leo kama Wizara ya Kilimo kupitia partners wetu tumeleta 700,000 vaccines.
Hao watakuja tukiavoid kitu ambayo inaitwa nini? Inbreeding. Maneno ya kujua kwako naambiwa hii ng'ombe yako ni ama hii mbuzi yako ni mzuri inaweza toka bei. Na mtu anakiangalia hivi anaona nikikupatia 10,000 nitaenda kutengeneza 25, wachana naye. Ushikane na mwenzako, ushikane na yule mwingine to form cooperative.
Transmission mainly occurs through close direct contact with infected animals or their feces. The World Organization for Animal Health says the disease kills between 30 to 70% of infected animals. The disease, which was first detected in Ivory Coast in 1942, has spread to more than 70 countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Frederick Mwoki for Lunchtime News.
And in tech, banking services, air travel, and the media around the world have been knocked offline in a massive outage, causing Windows computers to suddenly shut down. Microsoft has since said that its cloud services outage in the central USA region was resolved after it led to the grounding and cancellation of several flights. Owing to the outage, Frontier Airlines cancelled 147 flights and delayed 212 others, as per the data tracker Flight Aware, while 45% of Allegiant aircrafts were delayed and Sun Country delayed 23 flights.
Microsoft experienced an outage with a subset of its customers experiencing issues with multiple Azure services for building, deploying, and managing applications and services in the central US region. American Airlines grounded all its flights due to a communication problem. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, its status page confirmed the ground stop, although details about the nature of the communication problem affecting American Airlines remained unclear. And at London's Stansted Airport, some check-ins were being done manually. Online users also reported problems as far as Australia, New Zealand, India and Japan, with the United Kingdom likely to be heavily impacted during Friday's rush hour. In addition, television channels like Sky News were unable to air their breakfast show, replacing it with archive footage. Rail computers across Britain also faced cancellations over the network problem, with train operators unable to access driver diagrams at certain locations, leading to short-notice train cancellations. Millions of Windows users globally encountered the blue screen of death, leading to computer shutdowns or restarts. In some instances, computers repeatedly restarted, resulting in users losing unsaved data. Cybersecurity engineers pointed to a problem with CrowdStrike, a piece of antivirus software which appeared to be causing computers to crash. Lauren Chepchirchir for Lunchtime News.
And in the light of that, Kenya Airways is among airlines that have been affected by a mass global IT outage. In a statement, KQ say the outage has affected its booking system and is cautioning Kenyans to expect slower than usual services. The cause of the outage is unclear, but many of those affected have linked it to the Microsoft PC operating systems. Elsewhere, women from pastoral communities in northern Kenya are utilizing existing or forming chamas to fundraise for climate-smart agriculture practices. The initiative is being undertaken collectively through the model of Village Savings and Lending Association, aiding them in diversifying to crop farming as a way of cushioning them against adverse effects of climate change.
Prompted communities living in arid and semi-arid areas to embrace climate-smart agricultural practices. To finance this, women groups in Isiolo County contribute a specific amount of money, which members can borrow to invest in kitchen gardens or in growing drought-resistant crops.
Mimi nashukuru sana group kwa vile sisi tulikuwa watu ile kabisa walikuwa chini kabisa, lakini kwa saa hii group imetuokoa. Sisi tunafanya hiyo mboga ndio tunapata pesa ya kusave, ndio tulipie group.
They are also engaged in fast-growing and iron-rich Nyota bean variety, which besides improving nutrition, supplements their income.
Tunapovuna hiyo mapato, tunauza nusu na nusu tunafanya kama chakula. Na pia wanatengeneza naye mambo yao kama kujenga nyumba, mambo mengi ambayo iko katika familia.
The women are beneficiaries of an initiative aimed at strengthening resilience among pastoralists, which is supported by the Netherlands government under the Laikipia, Isiolo, Samburu Transforming the Environment Through Nexus project. Ndutamo Kami for Lunchtime News.
To matters transport now, and you may be forced to walk to work next week if a 7-day strike notice issued by players in the transport industry comes to pass. Transport service providers are urging the government to rescind its decision to effect the road maintenance levy, which has gone up by 7 shillings. Motorist Association of Kenya, Peter Murima, say the disbandment of the Energy Petroleum Regulatory Authority, among other structural reforms, will usher transparency and accountability in the sector.
We, the undersigned, reject the illegal increase of the road maintenance levy.
And now that is costing us every day 7 shillings on top of our fuel costs. If you multiply that with the daily consumption that we do of 20 million liters of diesel and petrol, you find that every day we are paying illegal cess or illegal levy of Kenya shillings 140 million.
We give the government 7 days to rescind the increase of phase industrial action.
Away from that, a number of underprivileged students in Kenya being sponsored by the Kenya Education Fund, a non-profit organization, has undergone training on self-awareness, stress management, governance, leadership, financial literacy, among other fields. The training, dubbed the Career Readiness, Reproductive Health and Entrepreneurship Workshop, is to help prepare the students who have recently graduated to prepare to face the realities and challenges of life.
When it comes to entrepreneurship, we have undergone training with the Nazarene University during their Impact Week. And for that reason, we take our students through what we call design thinking. And it's a session that we run across the week just to prepare them on how they can discover opportunities for entrepreneurship. Currently, we have a population of 620 students who are actively under our scholarship as we speak.
Since I started my journey at KF, I've benefited a lot. We have been able to pay my fees. We benefited by getting pads as girls. They also bought some uniforms for us.
After Kenya Education Fund, I joined JKUAT, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, where I got to pursue mechanical engineering degree level. And I also was able to get a bridge scholarship for my first year that helped me transition into university well.
And in sports, former world champion Ruth Chepngetich headlines the Kenyan athletes who have been confirmed at this year's Chicago Marathon. Chepngetich will be joined by Jocelyn Jepkosgei, Irene Cheptai, and Dorcas Tuitwek in the race scheduled for October the 13th. Chepngetich returns to the Chicago Marathon 2 years after running a stunning 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 18 seconds in the U.S. city. That time put Ruth second on the all-time list before both Tigist Asefa and Sifan Hassan went quicker in 2023. She will also be hoping to make it a hat-trick of wins in Chicago after being on the top of the podium in both the year 2021 and 2022. Two names to watch out for are Ethiopia's Sutume Kedebe and fellow Kenyan Jocelyn Jepkosgei. Very well, and that sporting action takes us to the tail end of this broadcast. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. My name is Njue. Susan Thuku has been my colleague on the sign language interpretation. On behalf of everyone who has made this broadcast a success, including my director, Mogo Karaoke. Thank you so much and have a blessed weekend ahead. Don't forget, AFCON was in KBC. Now, Olympics, iko KBC. Have a good one.
Are you looking for a brand-growing outdoor advertising with beautiful simplicity and an artistically inspired choice? Look no further. Our 40 years of credible reputation and experience will give you exceptional brand traction.
Wale mnapiga watu picha mnaenda kuwapeleka huko kwa mitandao vile. Hapana, hatunanga upaya sisi. Mimi unipigi picha bwana.
You go and track that guy
You don't bring me here to the court.
Wewe ndo atatuonyesha hiyo mtu sababu wewe anasema wewe kuiba.
Simujui.
TikTok. Get your brand on the talk with City Clock.
As the global population